How's everybody doing? Welcome to a new episode of the Sports Corner with me and my co-host Anthony Fielding. How's it going? I just flipped the camera over to you.
What's up, everybody?
Thanks for the support, guys. We're growing every day. We are now available on every platform: Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitch. Everywhere you can find a podcast, we are there. You have 40 hours in a work week at least, so give us a chance. Check us out. Tell your friends. Review us. Rate us. And subscribe to my page. We put in a lot of work for this, so just help us out. All you got to do is click a button, so I really appreciate it. With that being said, we'll get right down to it. We're going to keep this a little short and sweet because we got a lot of shit coming up with football season starting. So we're going to be super fucking busy. So the Sports Corner going forward will mostly be like a review of the shit outside the sports. Will probably be like 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, somewhere in there. But the football review show is going to be the main show for the sports section going forward with the football team. Also, me and JG from Generating Heat are going to do a fantasy football podcast. So we're trying to figure out the details on that, and we'll get that to you as soon as possible. Anyways, first things first, the breaking news of the day. Urban Meyer on administrative leave from Ohio State. I'm going to go on a little rant here. I'm not a fan of Urban Meyer, and he finally gets what he deserves. I hope they fire him. I hope he never coaches football and college football again. The dude's gotten away with so much shit that he shouldn't have gotten away with. He should have been fired when he left Florida for a serious heart condition that he's just mysteriously went away, and now he's coaching Ohio State again. No, he got out of Florida before shit went bad. Players have failed drug tests. It's been proved that he helped players hide failing drug tests. And not only that, look at how many of his players are in prison. In prison right now. And look at Aaron Hernandez, one of the biggest criminals in football history, played for him with failed drug tests that he didn't get in trouble for, I might add. So that's the main thing. Maybe if he would have gotten in trouble for them drug tests, he wouldn't have kept getting in trouble thinking he could get away with everything he got away with. Just saying. I know that's not the reason he killed people. It's not Urban Meyer's fault. But I'm just saying, discipline. You know what I mean? Consequences for your actions help. So I'll have more to say, but I'll pass it over to you. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, he's still getting paid leave right now, but I think it's good because all these we're starting to find out more information about all these schools and what's going with like the deeper root of the problem with all these schools, and it's good if it happens to other schools. Like why not happen to them? And then I'm pretty sure if the facts come out later on, they'll probably get more info on it, and maybe it could even go down to taking scholarships away and everything. If the university was letting this go on for years and years. So it's a very prestigious program for this to happen to.
Well, if you think about it, didn't Jim Tressel get kicked out of Ohio State for breaking some rules and shit? So It's just like little fishy there. That it always seems like to be the same universities throughout the NCAA that have the problems all the time, and they don't ever get in fucking trouble. Yeah. Doesn't make sense to me. And with that being said, it's just like, like I said, I hope he's fired and I hope he never coaches again. It's just ridiculous. The dude is not a good person in my opinion. And the fact that he just came out last week, the Big Ten Day, and said how his exact quote was, "Yeah, I got a text message about a 2015 incident just yesterday. There's nothing to it. How could somebody make up a story like that?" And then bam, they drop a fucking video today of that guy's ex-wife saying that, it happened, and I told his wife about it. And Urban Meyer's on the record of saying in the past that his wife is a big factor going into how he does his things and how he does his shit. So basically he tells everything to his wife tells everything to him, blah, blah, blah. So he knew about it, and he still tried to lie about it. A week ago, it's like, with the way the world's going today, man, people out here got to be smarter than that because people are getting in trouble for shit they did 20, 30 years ago. So, shit's always going to come out, man.
And past tweets and all that stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of past tweets, we're going to get off sports real quick. The director of the Guardians of the Galaxy, they kicked him off for some tweets he said 10, 12 years ago. I was happy to see that his whole cast and crew boycotted to get him back. I haven't heard if he's been back yet or not or hired back, but that's awesome to show that they support that dude. You don't see that because normally when people get in trouble nowadays, everybody just fucking backs away from him. I get it. We all make mistakes. We all say stupid shit. But if it was 10 fucking years ago, who gives a fuck?
And, one thing about it, I know we're all about sports, but you can see these, sports players, it's just, it's like whatever, they were young and dumb and on with it. But anywhere outside of that, it's a big problem. So, It needs to happen all the way around, either way or the other.
Exactly. Hypocrites.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give some more props to LeBron James. I think this is 2 episodes in a row. I might need to go to the doctor and get checked out. I don't know, but he opened a school in Akron, Ohio, which that's awesome, dude. It's amazing that he's trying to help get those kids off the streets, help them get a free education if they can't, if they have rough home, rough whatever. That's awesome, and I'm happy to hear that. And props to you, LeBron James, for sure, for not only just being a basketball player, but using your platform to do the things you do. And then he had that sit-down interview with, what's her name? That hottie. I can't remember her name. But anyways, he said that he feels like the president is using sports to divide America. Couldn't have said it better myself. I've been trying to put my tongue on that for how long? I'm not going to get political, but I agree with him. And then she asked him, what would you do if you sat across from him at a table? What would you say? He's like, I wouldn't sit across from him at a table. I'm like, dude, I love it. So this new LeBron James is growing on me. I'm starting to respect and appreciate that guy.
Yeah, and so the perks about his school, it starts free tuition, free uniforms, free bicycle and helmet, free transportation within 2 miles, free breakfast, lunch, and snacks, food pantry for families, GEDs and job placement services for parents,
Jesus.
And then guaranteed tuition to the University of Akron for every student who graduates.
That is amazing. That is fucking amazing. That is amazing. I didn't even know it was like that. That is fucking awesome. That dude needs to win every award there is to win, because him doing that is going to help and change so many kids and even parents' lives. If you can get your GED and shit there, that's amazing. That is fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's big for the inner cities. And then now, he has a lot of money, but more of the rich athletes might get on board with this in their hometowns. They always talk about how they were raised and how hard it was, and for nothing to happen still, This is big.
Yep, that's fucking awesome. Right? Mad respect to you for that, LeBron James. Shout out to you, and I won't bash you until the start of the regular season going forward.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. I don't like the Lakers, but
yep.
Whatever.
Khalil Mack, some more big NFL news. Khalil Mack, the Raiders. I read an article that the Raiders are open to trading Khalil Mack if the offer is right. Here's my thing, dude. Pay the guy.
Yeah.
You're paying John Gruden $10 million a year for 10 years. You can't pay the best linebacker in football. Right. I'm sorry, he's the best linebacker. He is. He's the best linebacker in football.
They give so much credit to Von Miller, but Khalil Mack is just no distractions or nothing. He just plays football.
And he came out of a small school called Buffalo, baby. Buffalo.
Maybe he'll go to Buffalo.
Yeah.
I got some money for him.
Yeah, it's just I don't get it, man. You guys are out here paying some of these guys, and I'm just like, what the fuck, And then you won't pay like Le'Veon Bell. Still not at camp. Khalil Mack. Honestly, in my opinion, Le'Veon Bell's the best running back in the NFL. Khalil Mack's the best linebacker in the NFL. Best players at their position, and you're not going to pay them their fucking money.
I don't get it.
But you're giving Kirk Cousins $30 million guaranteed a year. That's insane to me.
Over the quarterback that took you to the NFC Championship.
Exactly. That blows my mind how the NFL works. Yeah. We'll stick with the NFL again. Training camp is open all around. We got the Hall of Fame game tomorrow night with Baltimore and Chicago. Chicago's got a linebacker from Georgia holding out over the new helmet rule, which I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to segue to the helmet rule quick, and then I'll get back to training camp. This new helmet rule, man, I think it's going to be more disastrous than the catch rule. Basically, if the crown of the helmet makes contact before anything else, it's a penalty. So people are going to be getting in the backfield, sacking quarterbacks, and getting fucking 15-yard penalties. It'll be 3rd and 6. They'll sack the quarterback, make it 4th and whatever, 15-yard penalty, first down. Someone's going to make a hit on a running back or a wide receiver coming across the middle, 15 yards, first down. They're not going to know when to call it. They're not going to know what to call. It's going to ruin the fucking game. At this point in time, I just feel like they need to keep the red jerseys on the quarterback and put 6 flags around their waist. I mean, seriously, you can't touch them. You can't fucking hit them. They can scramble. You still can't hit them. Unless you're Cam Newton. They let Cam Newton get fucking destroyed. And I will admit that. They let Cam Newton take all kinds of punishment. So I will say that.
But yeah, I can see it I can see like both sides of it. Like players, because it's so hard to be a defensive player, like, because you still have to defend yourself too, as far as a wide receiver coming across the middle. Like if you a big receiver like Julio Jones running full speed across the middle, like you're not supposed to just like back off so you don't get a penalty and then just get demolished. And then on another note is like I think it'll help the game a little bit just because I've noticed players that just tackle with their head down, and that's you can't do that. You've seen what happened with Shazier, and I think that's the main reason they're trying to do it. But these are NFL players; they should already know how to tackle. That's why people's parents are scared to take their kids in Little League, and it's like we always learn tackle with your face mask with your head up. So I just don't see how players are starting to go back to tackling with the crown of their helmet.
Yep.
So it'll be a controversy, but people are still gonna play.
And that's a fundamental you learn in Little League. I'm a Little League coach. I'm only coaching flag. I'm not coaching tackle until my son gets up there. But the tackle kids were practicing yesterday. They spent 45 minutes in practice just teaching them the fundamentals of tackling.
You do that before you even get the pads on. Like you can't wear pads if you don't know how to tackle.
I got to give a shout out real quick. I was just checking my phone. Vince Russo retweeted our link and our live stream on Twitch. So that's awesome. Thank you, Mr. Russo. I appreciate the support you always give us. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be even got started in this shit. So thank you. So everybody go check out Rocky Mountain Pro on Twitch on Thursdays. Unless you live in Denver, check it out on Sundays. He's the producer, the writer, and I will be there in a couple weeks at the school meeting the guys. So everybody go check it out. On Twitch, Thursdays at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, Rocky Mountain Pro on Twitch. Also, check out Vince Russo on Twitch. Subscribe to him. Help him get out, because you guys don't understand what he does for his people. I've never met the guy, and he's done more for me than a lot of people I know. So I appreciate that, and I'll always support him. Anyways, we'll move back on to NFL. Sam Darnold, the future of my New York Jets. This is what everybody says. I mean, everybody, when I went live for the draft, I wanted Baker. I didn't want Darnold. I threw my phone. I was mad we drafted Darnold. But, hey, man, everything I'm reading, everything I'm hearing sounds like he's going to be the real deal. So we'll see, obviously, when we get to live contact. I appreciate the fact that he's in camp. He's thrown 2 picks already, but that's all right. He's put together some drives. His agent, Jimmy Sexton or whatever the fuck his name is. He's like the biggest agent in sports. His agency either him or his agency represents Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and Sam Darnold plus other people in the draft. That's 3 of the fucking 3 out of the top 10 picks, and they're all quarterbacks, so they're getting paid money. But he had a holdout over guaranteed money payments and offset language, so that way if we cut Sam Darnold, he goes to another team, he can still collect money from the Jets and the new team, which he was trying to get his player to be able to double dip. I don't understand why I keep burping. I don't understand what's going on. Apparently I shouldn't drink chocolate milk before podcasts. But he's back, 3-day holdout. But about this agent, I read a story when they were talking about it, and this is crazy to me because it fucking worked, and he probably got his guy paid way more money. So, there was a defensive lineman for the Green Bay Packers. He was a free agent. Green Bay was kind of lowballing him. So his agent, Mr. Sexton or whatever it is, called him and said, hey, fly to one of the cities that are interested in you, check into a hotel, and put it on social media. So he flew to this, I don't know what city it was, checked into a hotel, sat there, didn't go to the team facility, nothing. They didn't even know he was in town, put it on social media. Green Bay called him 2 hours later and doubled their offer. So, I mean, the dude is obviously smart and knows what he's doing. And it worked, and he got his player money. So I get why Sam Darnold would listen to him and tell him, hey, just trust me, I know what I'm doing. Because he ended up Sam Darnold signed his contract and got a $20 million fucking check. And the way we were going to do it was we were going to give him $5 million a year over 4 years. So, he ended up getting what he wanted. But the offset language stayed in there, so that way if we cut him because of fines detrimental to the team, suspensions, then he can't double dip from his new team. So we both win. It was a win-win. He got in camp. He got his money up front. We got to keep the offset language. You got Josh Allen, as I mentioned earlier, in camp. You said he's been doing good.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good. Players are still impressed with his arm. I mean, that's what I keep hearing. He's got a hell of an arm. Playing a nice little throw for a touchdown. They don't show too many highlights. Another highlight is that rookie linebacker. He's already almost voiced to be the captain of the linebackers, and he got a pick today, and I think we all know who threw the ball.
Nah, Peterman?
Yeah.
Whatever. The future of the Buffalo, Mr. Isn't that he's thrown a bunch of picks, hasn't he?
Something like that. They put on social media that he had already almost threw a pick 6. But there was a lot of other Bills fans that support him that said that's the only thing they're showing that's bad. But he's threw like 3 touchdowns before that, so it's just the Bills Mafia they all have their favorite quarterbacks right now.
Of course, yeah.
Except for Tyrod, we're pretty much staying quiet. But
I love the fact that Hugh Jackson, isn't that his name? Hugh Jackson, the coach for the Browns.
Yeah.
He came out and said Tyrod's our starter. We're starting with Tyrod, and Tyrod deserves to start. He should. I know you don't want to get into it's going to be tough, but I don't understand why they got rid of him, dude.
All praise for the Browns shit because I've argued with so many people. I'm on this Bills Mafia page on Facebook, and that group is popping. Every city they go to, you can just post on where I'm at, where's the tailgate at, and there's people on there in different cities all the time. These Bills fans travel.
Yep.
But
yeah, you're on that Bills Mafia page. You're arguing about Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. So I argued with him all last season. Just telling him we didn't have no receivers, and I know that's not a real excuse if you're Tom Brady or whatever. But yeah, and then him leaving, there was people that were happy about it and stuff, and I still think that he got us to the playoffs.
Dog, how could you be happy about that guy leaving? He got you to the playoffs for the first time in fucking forever.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, there was some Bills fan going after our Jets reporter on Twitter, and he was like, "Oh, Sam Darnold, Mark Sanchez 2.0, we got the real quarterback," or something like that. And the dude replied with the simple, "Mark Sanchez, 4 playoff wins. Buffalo playoff wins since 3." And I'm just like, oh shit, dude, I bet you that fucking backfired real quick, didn't it?
Those are exactly the people that didn't like Tyrod.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm hoping that the Browns fucking have a hell of a year. Jarvis Landry is already in love with them, apparently. He's hoping for a Super Bowl.
But dude, they got Landry, Josh Gordon, they got some defense, man. I think
that's a sign there, honestly.
I think that fucking Hugh Jackson, them not firing him was the best thing they could do because they would always fire coaches after you went 0-16 after 1 or 2 years, and you never give them a chance to completely rebuild that team. They're giving him the chance. If he doesn't win 6 to 7 games this year, he's fired. But I got Cleveland at over 7 wins this year. Over 7 wins. They're going to be good, dude. Yeah, they're going to be good. Speaking of Dez Bryant, you gave me a good segue to this Jerry Jones controversy that's going on, man. That guy, so he made this big deal about the national anthem. We're going to stand for it. My team's not going to do this. My team's not going to do that. So apparently he's been playing the national anthem at practice, right? Why would you play it at practice? But he's been playing it at practice. So they show a picture of him standing next to his son. His son's like this. Jerry Jones is standing there like this with his hat on during the national anthem. So how is that not disrespectful to the national anthem? Now you got Cowboys fans coming out to football practice holding 2020 Trump signs and chanting Trump's name during, when they blow the horn for change drills, chanting Trump in the fucking stands. That's what you did to your team. So I'm going to predict it right now that Buffalo, I wouldn't mind if this happened to Buffalo too, but if the Cowboys win less than 7 games. Because they're going to be so divided because, half of that team is like, fuck that, we need to do what we need to do for us. And then the other half's like, yeah, go Jerry, woo, Jerry. So I actually talked to a Cowboys fan. He got mad at me today because I tagged him in the post and then he untagged himself because he's like, oh, I don't want to talk about politics. I just want to talk about football. I'm like, Jerry Jones disrespecting the flag after he made a big deal about the anthem isn't political. That's called being a hypocrite. But if you want to get offended, then that's fine. We can get offended. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. You can't pick and choose when you're fans of teams. That's what I hate about this shit.
And their starting quarterback really picked his side.
Yeah, and did you see you see 50 Cent, what he said about him? Oh, man, I don't even want to repeat it because it was pretty harsh, but 50 Cent was finally basically like, fuck that, and took his card away and said, you can stay on that side then, play it, you know what I mean? I was just like, whew.
Yeah, you're a Cowboys quarterback, and how many African American quarterbacks have they had? And this, I'm not saying it was his chance to like grab the team, but it's like you should know what was being fought in the first place, and it's like some people are forgetting that don't understand.
Well, it's because our president is out here distracting everybody from what's going on, and then that's the bullshit about it because police brutality.
He shouldn't even be worried about the NFL.
And the only reason Trump's worried about the NFL is because they wouldn't let him buy a team twice. He tried to buy an NFL team twice, and both times they told him no.
And the one chance he had was Dallas.
Yeah, and you know why? Because he's not a good businessman. That's why he's filed bankruptcy 6 times. So the NFL didn't want nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with it. Anyways, enough with the political talk. I always just get sucked into that fucking bubble because he's ruining
He's disrespecting our sport.
Yeah, he's ruining the enjoyment because now it's like you can't have a football conversation without someone bringing up the kneeling issue.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Let them do what the fuck they want to do to get their fucking opinion out there.
You're not even watching them do the anthem anyway.
It's no different than when I'm driving by an abortion clinic in Bellevue and there's people holding signs of dead babies out there. I don't want to fucking see that shit. But are they going to shut down the clinic? Are they going to tell people to stop protesting? No, they're fucking not. So if they can do it, why the fuck can't these guys? Exactly. Everybody fights for the Second Amendment. Nobody fights for the First Amendment. It's bullshit. That's all they're doing is fucking using the First Amendment to their beliefs and what they want to do.
Yep.
So it's just let it go. Who gives a fuck? Let them kneel, like you said. We're not watching the game for the national anthem, and I don't care who you are. None of you fat fucks at home drinking beer, eating hot dogs, are standing up during the national anthem when you're watching the game on TV. You can say you are. I had a boss try and tell me, "Oh yeah, when they play the national anthem, I stand up and take my hat off and put my hand." I was like, "You're full of shit, dude. You're full of fucking shit." You did not stand up.
You might be standing up going to take a piss.
Yeah, you did not. You had your legs kicked up on your fucking recliner playing with yourself. You did not stand up for the national fucking
anthem. I can't take you seriously if you say that.
Yeah, I'm just like, you're lying, dude. Just be honest, bro.
Yeah.
Just be honest. Who gives a fuck? So, anyway, I forgot where I was. I want to bring this up. Jordan Matthews, former Bills receiver last year, just got cut by the Patriots today with a hamstring injury. You think you guys will pick him back up?
Probably not. I heard Curley is over there. He's teaching our young receivers how to be a pro.
You got Jimmy Curley?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's solid for you. He'll be solid for you.
Yeah, I mean Jordan Matthews can be good, but he was plagued with injuries and.
Curly can be good, man. He lit it up. What about Richard Sherman getting burned in the fucking Niners practice?
Goodwin.
Yes,
by Goodwin. he was part of the 3 receiving core we got rid of.
Yep.
Back when, and then they wanted to blame it on Tyrod, but we'll stay away from that. But yeah,
burned him.
And there's people like I read in social media. There's people talking about like him not even having his feet right. You're supposed to have your feet sort of width apart. His feet were all wide. The receiver already knew it. Just took off on him.
Yep. And then Decker's trying out for the fucking Patriots, man.
Oh, man.
Dude, if Decker goes to New England, bro, we're fucked. We are fucked because that's the perfect system for him. Perfect opportunity for him.
And he's a white boy.
And he's a white boy.
Somehow they do it.
That's why I don't understand why they haven't picked up Westerkamp yet, man. I figured if Westerkamp went to New England, dude, he would have fucking killed it for them. He would have killed it for them.
Yeah, I think he's got injury problems too. But he plays tough, but he does get injured too. I mean, we've seen that being Husker fans.
And then Shaquan Griffin Shaquan Griffin, the one-handed dude from UCF, picked off Russell Wilson in practice, so that's cool to see him fucking making plays like that. I hope he can make a team. Speaking of UCF and Scott Frost, his house got broken into last weekend.
Yep.
And as a diehard Husker fan, and as you as a diehard Husker fan, God, dude, I keep setting myself up for all these segues. So I got into another social media argument this week. This one guy tried to tell me I wasn't a diehard Husker fan because I didn't like Mike Riley. He's like, "Oh, you bashed Mike Riley the last couple years." I'm like, "Dumb fuck." When we hired Mike Riley, I told every single person that I talked to when we hired him, it's not going to work out. And everybody can vouch for me on that shit because I was on that bandwagon from day one. It's not going to work out. He's a bum. He's never won anywhere. Blah, blah, blah. And what happened? We finished 4-8 his last year here. So it didn't work out. I still watched games. I still went to games live. I still spent money on Husker gear. I still spent money going to fucking games. So I was still a fan. I was still a fucking fan. Just because I didn't suck the coach's dick doesn't mean I wasn't loyal. He's like, "Well, that's what you're doing now. You're sucking Scott Frost's dick." I'm like, "Hey, dumbass, Scott Frost is the reason I'm a Jets fan."
Everybody is.
Everybody is, exactly. And I was like, I'm a Jets fan because of Scott Frost. So now that he's back coaching the fucking Huskers, it's like full circle for me. So I'm extra excited.
Oh yeah, you can talk to any Husker fan. Everybody's excited.
He's the second coming of Christ, also known as the second coming of Tom Osborne. So it's gonna be the real deal, and I'm happy about it. But anyways, his house got broken into. His house was getting renovated. Whoever was working on his house was probably talking to his friends like, "Oh, we're in Scott Frost's house." And they were probably like, "Oh, let's go break into that son of a bitch." Then they broke into it, and bam, the rest is history. So originally it was reported all of his championship rings got stolen. Blah, blah, blah. Well, it comes out his championship rings are not stolen, so he's got those, thank God. And then apparently they stole his Wii. Here's what I was thinking. The dude's got one kid, and he's less than a year old. What the fuck is he playing Wii? Him and his wife getting down, playing naked tennis on the Wii, naked bowling. I mean, what's that dude got a Wii for? He's got no kids that are old enough. So I was like, if you playing video games, why aren't you playing like Xbox, PlayStation, something like that, dude? You at home playing Wii tennis and shit after practice. Hey, whatever, to each their own.
Doing the 300 bowling.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Wii was fun when it first came out, but I haven't played a Wii in so fucking long. It's crazy. Yeah. And we'll stick with college football, and then I'll bounce back to baseball, and I got a couple more things about NFL. We're going to keep it short. Like I said, we're getting to the end here shortly. The new walk-on rule in college football. I love it. I love it. Have you heard about this yet? So you got the new walk-on rule is that if a player's... Or I'm sorry, not walk-on rule, redshirt rule. I wrote my notes wrong. Redshirt rule. Redshirt rule is that if you are... Before, back in the day, if you were a redshirt... I think you played like a game or a half a game, you lost that season, you couldn't redshirt. This year now with the new rule, you have up to 4 games. You can play 4 complete games as a freshman and still redshirt. So and Scott Frost was asked about this, and he said, we already got it planned. We're going to play these players here, these players here.
Oh, yeah.
Give players chances to get live game action and still be able to redshirt them. And then next year... So they'll get 4 free games and still have 4 years of eligibility. So I like that rule. I think it's going to help with the competition, with the level of play. Because even 20 snaps a game, or 20 snaps in 4 games on special teams of live Division I NCAA college football, it will be huge going into your next year. Just because you got the game speed, you see how fast it is, you hit somebody, etc., etc. So I think that's awesome. Nebraska news, we got that running back. That running back's back who was academically unable or ineligible last year, and they didn't know if he was going to come to Nebraska. For some reason, all these names are slipping my... I am never drinking chocolate milk before a podcast.
Well, he's been making moves ever since he stepped in office. So.
Yep, and I'm appreciative. He brought the walk-on program back, but that running back was MVP of the what are they? The high school All-American, the Army Navy high school All-American game. He was the MVP, and he is eligible. He will be ready to go week 1. Camp opens up Friday around the Big Ten. I don't know about the rest of the college. I don't know if that's a set date, but I know it's the Big Ten is Friday. This will be Anthony's expertise. I'm not a huge Braves supporter yet until we get to the playoffs, but Braves made some moves right at the trade deadline. I'm happy about that outfielder we got is pretty solid bat. You weren't too happy about the pitcher I asked you about?
Yeah, I think it was Adam Duvall, that slugger that we got. We gave away 3 players for him, pitcher and then outfielder. I think it was 2 pitchers and outfielder.
Yep.
But I guess he has 32 RBIs in after the 7th inning, and he's leading the league right now in the MLB. So that'll definitely help us late. And we picked up some relief pitchers. So we're definitely gonna try to make that push. I think we might have overtook Philly tonight. I think we can overtake Philly tonight for first place again. So we're right up there. So
yeah, because the Dodgers whooped our ass for 3 games in a row.
Machado hit a home run. I was mad that he went there.
And then there was rumor that they were going to trade Harper. The Nationals were going to trade Harper. I was like, what the fuck would you trade Harper for? So they didn't. And then there was really no crazy trades this offseason. But again, I don't follow baseball like that.
Yeah, what's his name? Went to the Pirates. I think it started for the Devil Rays.
Okay, Cole Hamels went somewhere too.
Yeah,
they traded
makes his debut tonight, I think.
Cole Hamels went somewhere. Yeah, I need to do a better job at following baseball.
The Mets back on Syndergaard and DeGrom. So they just lied about it pretty much.
Yep. So yeah, if the Braves could have got DeGrominator, that would have been fucking huge for us because our team's so young to get a veteran arm like that going into the playoffs. So, like I said, I don't really have too much more than that. Nothing too crazy went on this weekend. Oh wait, I forgot. Fucking Tristan Thompson sucker punched Draymond Green, bro. That's crazy. At first, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, punch him," and then it comes out that he fucking sucker punched him, bro. You're 6 foot what? How big are you? And you're gonna sneak up and sucker punch somebody, you little fucking girl, dude.
Well, that was the first report that came out about it, and then the second one, it was saying that Draymond Green went up to him to the table that Tristan was sitting at, and then he was trying to apologize for what he had said during the finals, and then he was just like nah, get away from me, and then he just kept trying to apologize, so he got up and stuck him. I guess that's what happened, and then Kevin Durant and LeBron separated them, and then now just probably an hour ago, Draymond was saying that he never got punched. So
Yeah,
there's
well,
3 different stories right there.
that's fucking the
I still haven't seen the video, but
That's journalism nowadays, folks. That is journalism
Yeah.
nowadays. That's what I'm saying. I got into an argument with what they're called dirt sheet writers. They're wrestling. They're wrestling. No, it was a guy about basketball. What was he fucking talking about? Oh my god.
scholarship rule or something.
No, he said something like, I talked to the Cowboys when that Des Bryant shit on Twitter, when they went out on Twitter. We gotta talk about that real quick. Des Bryant was calling everybody out on Twitter.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jones Jr. shouldn't even fucking said what he said to anybody that Des could hear it. But so this guy was like, yeah, I talked to a couple players on the team, anonymous. I'm not going to say their name. It's anonymous. And they're kind of happy Des Bryant's gone. And I'm like, that's journalism today? That is the story you're going to put out, that you talked to a couple players anonymously. So my reply was, yeah, I talked to the rest of the Cowboys organization. No names, though, but they all love Des Bryant and wish he never left. Facts or something like that, and I got like 30 likes and a couple retweets, and this one guy got on there. He's like, yeah, well, they won't take you seriously. I was like, why? Because I don't have a blue check mark by my name, and then he didn't say nothing. But I'm just like, dude, journalism today is a fucking joke, man. You can just say whatever you want if you have a following, and it turns into, like you said, there's 3 stories about this already now, and it just happened yesterday or 2 days ago, and there's 3 stories about it. Which one's true? Which one's real? We'll never fucking know, because there's no set in stone journalism out there anymore.
Yeah. I can see him punching him though.
Oh, me too, but I'm
Draymond
just
was talking shit.
but that's what he does. He gets in the players' heads and he knows what the fuck he's doing. So, but here's my thing: if he really did sucker punch him, you're a bitch for that, dude. You guys, you're probably bigger than Draymond Green. You could probably punch. You know what I mean? You're close to the same size, but I think Tristan's bigger than Draymond Green, if not taller. So for you to fucking sucker punch a dude like that is not cool, man. It's not cool. So, I mean, just square up then. You know what I mean? Square up. And now J.R. Smith's in trouble for taking a fan's phone and throwing it.
That fan must have been talking shit.
That dude is always doing the stupidest shit there is to do,
He
bro.
don't even... What was he like at a workout for the
Yeah,
Cavs or
something. It was nothing crazy, bro. It's just like, who gives a fuck? You're a celebrity, bro. You're a celebrity. Listen, I always reference back to Nebraska because I don't know if you guys know, but I do a wrestling. I do a wrestling show 2 days a week called "What Have They Done to Our Sport?" And I'm a huge wrestling fan from back in the day. That's why I was wrestling. But like wrestlers, they wear masks. Or they have gimmicks that cover their face. Like this guy named Boogeyman, I'm about to interview him soon. I don't know if you remember him, but dude's in crazy shape. He's like 45, 46 right now. Dude's jumping over cars and shit. I'll show you some videos when we get off of here, but it's insane. Anyways, he's always got his face painted red, black with like lines and shit, so nobody knows what he looks like. So whenever he does appearances or he's on social media, he's got sunglasses on, so nobody knows what he looks like. So there's ways to avoid it. You know what I mean? If you don't want that attention, you don't want that fucking shit, put a pair of sunglasses on. Obviously it's kind of hard to do that when you're playing in an NBA game or an NFL game and shit like that. But I mean, not really. Your face mask. If you're in the NFL, your face mask kind of covers up your face, and you got to go to the podium and put some sunglasses on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not gonna notice you.
Exactly. So it's just like, it's easily avoidable. Like Eminem, I always use Eminem as an example. One of the biggest rappers ever. Do you ever see paparazzi getting pictures of him? Do the paparazzi ever get pictures of him? Do you ever see him people popping pictures of him up anywhere? Because I tell you right now, I was somewhere Eminem was and I got a picture of him, I would put it everywhere I could every single day. You know what I mean? And you don't see that shit. So it's possible to stay out of the limelight. Dr. Dre. Do you see Dr. Dre around? Do you see him anywhere? Jay-Z only when he's got concerts coming up or he's sitting courtside. You don't. Yeah, you know what I mean. It is what it is. You can drink that. It's all good. There you go.
No, I was just stretching.
Okay.
A little sore.
Yeah. Anthony's working out again. We gotta tell him to keep on it. He just started again. What'd you say you did the elliptical today for 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's a lot easier than running. I still feel like I need to run though.
I told him wake up at 4:30 in the morning, run a mile before work.
I tried to do that once, and I woke up at 4, and I went straight back to sleep. I was like, no.
I've been having a hard time waking up this week, man. I don't know. So we'll do one more subject real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Like I said, we're gonna keep it short. This one will probably run on for a minute, anyways. Fantasy football season. Like I said, I'm gonna have a fantasy football show with JG. I'm sure I'll have Anthony on there a couple times, special guest appearances and shit like that. But fantasy football season is one of my favorite times of the year. It is one of the most entertaining and fun things to do.
If you've never done it, it makes watching football so much fun.
It makes
more fun.
It makes every game watchable, and you have a reason to watch every game. Because if you don't have that player on your team, your opponent does, or someone in front of you in the division does. But there's nothing better than being competitive with a group of friends, or like I have a family league, I have a friends league I'm in with him and my brother and a couple other friends. Then I have a big league I'm in with my brother and his friends. And there's nothing better and no better way to get competitive than fucking playing fantasy football, because you're sitting there talking shit to each other, trying to outsmart your other opponent, putting in players you think's going to go off compared to the players going to go off for him, etc., etc. And it's a way to be competitive, talk shit without being physical. I mean, what else could you ask for? I get so competitive and fired up unless I'm out of the hunt, which doesn't happen too often, but it has happened a lot. And I'm competitive. I wake up Sunday morning at I try and sleep in until 9:30 so I don't have to wait that long for football to start. But I'm up at 6 a.m. on Sunday mornings, changing my lineups 35 times before the first kickoff. Oh, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? So our draft's going to be coming up. It's going to be fun. Any of our fans out there, I'm thinking about doing a league. I just don't have contact with enough of the people that watch. I know people watch and listen because our numbers grow every single episode I put out. It's just I wish you guys would communicate with us, contact with us. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Leave a comment on one of the videos. Twitch. We can find Anthony on Twitter, Facebook.
Facebook.
What's your Twitter name?
My name's Afield52. Facebook, Anthony Fielding.
Anthony Fielding on Facebook. And mine is Cole Sharf on Facebook, obviously. YouTube's Cole Sports Corner. And Twitter is It's My Time Now 18. Instagram, I don't know my Instagram name. I'm sure I got a link somewhere posted. And last but not least, I got to give a shout out to our sponsor. We finally got a sponsor, so we're getting professional. Ooh. You know what I mean. So one sponsor is to start it all. We'll slowly get more. If you know anybody out there who wants to sponsor us, let us know. Shoot me an email at sharfcole@gmail.com. We can talk about it. I'm gonna start doing a lot of stuff for Rocky Mountain Pro. It sounds like, so that'll help out a lot as well. Get our name out there even more. I'm going out there, gonna meet all the guys, go to the school, take a bunch of pictures, interview a bunch of people out there. He's talking about putting my shit on their TV show on a bulletin board thing, so that'd be legit. Nothing set in stone with that. Got some more big interviews coming up. But anyways, O'Hara Exteriors LLC, siding, windows, gutters, and roofing. If you need anything done, give them a call at 402-213-3289. Again, that's 402-213-3289, and tell him we sent you there, and I'm sure he'll give you a little bit of a discount. I really appreciate it, Mr. O'Hara, for the sponsorship and helping us out and helping us grow a little bit. With that being said, we're at that time of the show where we are done. Again, be on the lookout for our football review show. I think we'll start the third week of the preseason. We'll let the first 2 weeks go by. Then the third week, I don't even know if I'll upload those. They'll probably just be trial runs to get our timing down to get to an hour. I want to keep those at exactly 1 hour. Game of Thrones, I'm talking about my brother doing like an episode review show. Yeah, I'm just doing an episode review show.
Don't remind me that that's even further. I mean, I guess after the football season,
that's what I'm saying. So it's coming.
Yeah.
I know I kind of threw that out there a little bit, but I just want everybody to know we're continuously working on shit, trying to improve. I feel like we've gotten so much better since we first started. And we're growing. That's all that matters. I would quit doing this if my numbers didn't keep going. So obviously I'm doing something right. He's doing something right. And everybody else I have involved is doing something right. So with that being said, I really, really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for your support. Again, like, subscribe, comment, share. Especially on Apple. We are available on Apple. Type in Cole Sharf on Apple. SoundCloud. Cole Sharf on SoundCloud. I don't know where I'm at on Spotify, Stitcher, and all that. It's kind of like an open community of podcasts that randomly get put places. I got to get a better idea on that. And again, on YouTube, it's Cole Sports Corner Podcast on YouTube. On Twitch, it's Jets Fan Cole on Twitch. I'm waiting a little bit because I'm just now starting to get people to follow all these different platforms. Eventually, I'm going to make a website and have all of my links, all of my shit on one website so I can tell everybody to go to one website. But I just don't want to do that yet. I want to let these numbers keep going. When I get to a stall, I'll make that website and get everybody over to that website.
Yeah, for my people on on my social media, for if you want to. Like what we're gonna do during the football season is we're gonna have guests on and stuff. So don't feel free to ask if you want to be on, and we could definitely schedule it. Just talk about football. You can talk about your team. Because, we're Jets Bills, so
Yeah, no one's
30
coming on
other
those
teams.
weeks. No one's coming on those weeks.
Yeah, there's 30 other teams, so yeah. Feel
Yeah,
free.
and vice versa. Yeah, you can, and you don't have to be here where we are. We can Google Hangout you in. We can Skype you in. We can, FaceTime you in. It's
Yeah.
cool. I want to get more interactive with my fans, with our fans. I want to get more people involved. That's
Yeah,
what
we
makes
wanna get
this
more
fun.
people to
Yeah,
listen.
yeah, exactly. And that way, you listen, you get 5 people to listen. They get 5 people to listen. That's how it works. That's the whole point of this. But with that being said, we've grown so much so fast. We've been doing this less than 6 months. I've been saying 6 months, but it's been less than 6 months. It's right around 4.5 months, and we have better numbers than some people that have been doing this for years. And I'm not trying to sound cocky or arrogant. I'm just saying that the more that shit happens, the harder we're gonna work for you. You know what I'm saying? The better shows, the more money I'll invest into the show to make things better. Buy new equipment, buy better equipment, etc., etc.
More
So
names will be. We'll have.
yeah, exactly. And with football season
Put
coming
more
up,
time into it.
I'm gonna try and lock up some former Husker players, some former NFL players from Nebraska. They're just, it's hard to get people to commit because we're still nobodies, but not really. So
Yeah,
I mean,
and you can help us out. The more you subscribe and all that.
yep, exactly. So I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
put it on the close screen. Everybody have a good night and check out What Have They Done to Our Sport. I just uploaded the latest episode today, and then I'll upload another one on Friday or tomorrow. I'm sorry, I uploaded an episode on Wednesday, and then I'll upload another episode on Friday tomorrow. Thank you.
Peace.